I I found out that I was gay when I was 12 years old. I remember watching TV and seeing just an actor on TV and thinking how attractive he was. It was very unexpected and very interesting. I'm from Brazil and I come from a family that's very strict when it comes to sexuality. I was always incentivized by my dad and at some point by my mom to pursue a very active sexual life, but mainly a very active straight life. And it was really, really hard for me to conceal that. So to avoid having to answer questions and any problems that I would have, I decided that at a very young age I would stay a virgin until I would get married. And as time went by, I actually left the country to be a foreign exchange student. I lived in Oregon, and there I actually got to know the LDS Church, which became a very, very big part in my life. And one day I actually decided to follow what they recommend. I prayed about it, and I got an answer, and I decided to join. I went back to Brazil. I joined the church, waited until I was eligible to serve a mission, and I served a 2-year full-time mission, which I still consider one of the 2 best years of my life. It was a wonderful spiritual experience, and it was really wonderful for me to be able to serve other people and just be out there and not think about me. Throughout the whole time, I actually never struggled with my sexuality. It was something that I really put on the back of my mind and decided that I would focus on achieving an eternal family by either getting married or getting my parents to join the church, which I was very successful when I came back from my mission. I got to baptize my dad right after I got back and right before I moved to America to go to college. And he became a very faithful, strong member. He became the president of the branch and eventually the president of the district where he served at. And as he became stronger, I started struggling more and more with my own sexuality, my understanding of who I was and who I wanted to be and where I wanted to get. At the age 23, I decided that I wanted to explore the other side of me. And I met this very wonderful guy who at the time lived in Salt Lake City, and we had a really nice relationship. It didn't go too far. I think that I wasn't ready for that, and he wasn't looking for what I was looking for. Right after our relationship ended, I actually got to meet another wonderful guy who made me believe in love at first sight. I remember meeting on the 4th of July, and it was just wonderful. We got to spend quite a few times together, and eventually we decided to pursue a relationship. We grew close together, and it really, really helped me learn who I was and where I wanted to be. Before we decided to actually pursue our relationship, I remember that I knelt down and I prayed a lot about it. I really wanted to make sure that whatever I decided to choose in my life will be according to what the Lord wanted. And I'll never, ever forget that experience of actually getting an answer and knowing that the Savior loved me and cared for me, and that the Lord will never take his blessings away from me, that it didn't matter what I chose for my life. And so eventually we kept going through all the hard times with our families and friends and everything, and eventually me and this wonderful man got married. We are together now and we are very, very happy. Religion is not as strong a part of our lives as it used to be, but we still always talk about how important it is to be to believe in something aside from just ourselves. I know that it is important to never give up on ourselves. I think it's very important for us to not fall into the idea that even if we grew up believing or knowing something, that that's the way things should be, but that we need to make sure that we're at peace with ourselves. And once we believe that, and we look towards the Lord with someone that our families always taught us to look for, He'll be there for us. And nowadays I have both my parents in the church. They're still in the temple, and they deal with the fact that I'm gay. They are not very extremely happy about it, but my mom accepts, and she actually enjoys having a son-in-law, which she never believed she would have. My dad just doesn't talk about the subject. He thinks it's not something that he wants to deal with, but he knows that it is important to me, and he respects, and it's very important to me to know that my family, even though they don't agree with it, they're still there. And it's just important to know that I believe in myself, and that who I chose to be with me and by me is the person that really matters, because he's the one ultimately that will take me to eternity, and will take me to everywhere I want to be in this life.